Hello, everyone. A very good evening to everyone. And CCI has come up as promised with again another interesting webinar. This time, a non-academic topic, but very interesting and very much helpful to all of us, and quite neglected topic for all of us. So I would like to thank again Dr. Krishna sir, Dr. Narayana Pradeep sir, our CCI webinar coordinator, Dr. Vijay Kumar Chenam Chetty sir, for organizing many wonderful webinars throughout the last 1.5 to 2 years now. And for today's topic, that is financial development, myself, Dr. Swapnil Kulkarni, I am pulmonologist from Pune. We have a very eminent pulmonologist with us as a speaker and panelist, Dr. Atri Gangopadhyay, who is renowned chest physician at Ranchi. He is one of the founder member of the CCI, and apart from being a good pulmonologist, Atri is a good author, and he is a marriage counselor also. He's got many extracurricular activities and specialties, I would say. Would like to hear from you, Dr. Atri. And we have another renowned pulmonologist, Dr. Vikas Oswal from Mumbai. We all know Dr. Vikas Oswal is authority in tuberculosis, especially drug-resistant tuberculosis, internationally recognized speaker for various tuberculosis activities, and one of the pioneer of newer regimens in MDR and XDR tuberculosis. Welcome, Dr. Vikas Oswal. Would love to hear about your financial journey and your financial expertise. So, we'll start with my talk regarding the brief idea about finances and savings, investments, etc. And then Dr. Atri will have the next talk. And then we'll have panel discussions. You can ask questions. We'll try to answer them. Okay. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. And yet, once again, I welcome you all for this interesting webinar, slightly non-academic, but important for everyone regarding the financial development, how to do it. And we'll try to discuss, we'll try to answer your questions, and we'll try to make it simplify as much as possible. So thank you once again, Dr. Krishna sir, Dr. Narayana Pradeep sir, and all Central Committee CCI members for bringing up this topic. So this is financial development. Myself, Dr. Swapnil Kulkarni, I am CCI founder member and pulmonologist practicing at Pune. So whenever we get this concept, or whenever we get this thought of finance or financial development, we think of investment, but it's not actually equal to investment. It is combination of how to earn, how to spend, and how to save. So our usual mindset follows this order. So we earn, we spend, and if something is left, we save. So that should not be done, and that should not be the order. Ideally, after earning, we should save something. So either 30% or 50% of your earnings, you save it first, and whatever is remaining, then you spend. So spend also necessary spends, and then extra spends. You need to balance those. So first earn, then save, and then spend. So this is the whole idea behind your financial development. Who can do it? Obviously, you yourself can do it. Is it difficult? No, it's not. It's absolutely not. If you are intelligent enough to earn, then definitely you are intelligent enough to save or do your financial development. So any person, so now we all are doctors, pulmonologists. So doctors are considered as among the top 5% intelligent people in the world. So you are definitely intelligent enough, and you definitely can manage your own finances. So next question is it needed? Why it is needed? So why one cannot be happy with savings account or fixed deposits? Yes, previously, few years back, like 15, 20 years back, used to get a good interest rate on saving account or fixed deposit. But that's not the case now. On saving, everybody know that are now on savings account, you get hardly 2.5 to 3% of interest rate. In fixed deposit also, you get around 5 to 6% of the interest rate. So if you consider that, and all of us are in 30% of the tax bracket, so it again comes down after the tax deduction. So savings account hardly yields around 2% of interest rate per year. And in fixed deposit, you at the end of the year, you get around 4.5% interest in your hand. So that is absolutely not sufficient because of the inflation. Currently, inflation rate is around 6%, 5 to 6%. So that is, inflation is the value of the money in the next year or so. So when you are getting such a low amount of interest rate on savings account and fixed deposit, which is far, far lesser than that of inflation, there is no use or absolutely no benefit from keeping money in savings account or fixed deposit. So when you can start learning, so anytime, it's always never too late, but earlier the better. How much time you need? Not much, hardly half an hour a week you can invest for that, for your own investment. What is needed? So you obviously need a bank account, preferably a savings account and a current account from which you can do your daily transactions and expenses related to your practice and profession. You can do that. You need a demat account. Demat account is for the shares or equity investments. So there are multiple brokers available. And now online process is very simple. You can get your demat account within 10-15 minutes. Which broker to choose depends on you. But nowadays there are a lot of discount brokers like Zerodha and others. So they are very easy to use. The platforms are very easy to use. You can open the account within few minutes, and account gets activated in 24 to 48 hours, and you can start investing. You also should have account in MFU, Mutual Fund United. It's a organization of important mutual fund investors, where you can directly invest in mutual funds without the help of agent or broker, so that you will save that money. You'll save around 10 to 20% of the money. You'll get that benefit. So invest directly into the mutual funds. So we'll start with earning. So earnings can be active or passive. Is whatever we are discussing. So our primary income is obviously medical practice or pulmonology. That is our active earning, and that should remain our active earning. So you should not devote more time in investment, which will hamper your day-to-day practice. So practice is the first thing. Obviously, that is our bread and butter, and that should be our active income of earning. But you should also have a passive income. So there has to be some source of income from which you should get money constantly. So you should also invest in passive activities. So what are the other ways where you can earn income? Real estate is one way. Equity market is another way. Mutual funds is another way. And there are other few different ways. We'll see those. Those are known as assets. So assets are divided into two things, basically: physical assets and financial assets. So physical assets can be gold. You can invest in gold. You can invest in real estate. You can invest in vehicles. But obviously, vehicles are not going to give you profit. Assets can be divided into financial assets. So equity and debt. So equity means shares. Debt means there are debt products like savings account, fixed deposits, PPF accounts, etc., etc. So equity is for wealth creation, and debt is for wealth protection. You need to keep those things separately. So equity definitely will give you high returns, but at the cost of risk. And debt will protect. It's a safer option. Yield is low. Interest you get is low to moderate, but your savings will be safer in debt account. So your investment should be some portion into equity and some in debt investments. Again, assets can be again divided into two things like true and pseudo assets. True assets are where you can directly liquidify them, like cash, deposits, plots, real estate, like mutual funds, shares, and goods. So these are true assets from which you can earn money. Whenever in need, you can dispose those and immediately get the money. While there are pseudo assets like home, first home especially, we have emotions in pseudo assets. So first home, car, dead investments literally. So you can purchase car for your need, but make sure and keep this in mind that it's a dead investment. Jewelry, I put gold in the true asset and jewelry in the pseudo asset because again, emotion is involved in that. And again, pure gold, you get cash from the current rate of gold. But for jewelry, there are additional charges like making charges, which are around, sometimes it's more than 100% on the gold rate. So jewelry comes under pseudo asset. Furniture, again, it comes under pseudo assets. So as we discussed, savings, debt can be done in debt. It can be done in equity, can be done in real estate, and can be done in gold. It is preferable for younger people to have more amount in equity than debt because you are young, you want wealth creation. And for old or post-retirement people, you should have more in debt where your money will be safer. You can take it wherever you want, more than equity, where the inequity risk is high. Like I discussed, debt investments are low risk, but returns are low. Example, fixed deposits, PPFs, national savings certificates or government bonds. And equity, you get high returns, but at the cost of high risk. Example, shares and mutual fund. A mutual fund is nothing but they invest in shares. There are subcategory of mutual funds also like debt mutual funds, which can be done in debt investments, which comes under debt investments. So that was about the earning and saving. Next part is spend, expenses. So there are few expenses which are important, which cannot be considered as investment, but those are needed. Those are expenses like insurance. So insurance is always an expense, but it's a good expense and it's a necessary expense. So what insurance, minimum insurance you should have is, first is term insurance, second is health insurance, and third is professional indemnity insurance. This is, I'm talking about individual level. If you have clinic or hospital, then insurance related to your instruments and other things comes under that. But these three at the individual level are very much necessary. Term insurance, the term insurance, or it is called as life insurance, but basically this is death insurance. Your family members get that money after your death. Purpose is that your family should have sufficient corpus left in case of your death. So they should not have problem in their day-to-day living. So that corpus will be given to them after your untimely death or within that period death. Okay. So there are a few things you should remember getting term insurance. Term insurance is must. Everybody should get it. So you should start early. As earlier you start, you'll get less premium. Okay. As age progresses, the premium increases. Okay. It should be pure term insurance. You should not fall into the trap that term insurance plus investment plus some returns as your age progresses, some interest, etc., because it should be kept as a pure term insurance. Why? Because those, if you take such insurances, which is mixture of everything, your premium increases drastically. Your returns on those products are very, very low, 3 to 4%. And the corpus, which the main motive is to have the corpus after your death. So that is also very, very less in such products. So you should remain away from such traps. So life insurance should be pure term insurance. Tenure, usually you should keep tenure till approximately around the age of 70 years of age. So 70 is the age where most of the responsibilities they get over. Your children get settled in their life. So actually post 70, having term insurance is not of any use. So don't take insurance till 100 years of age, etc. You will unnecessarily pay premium and the money will not be useful. So around 70, 75 years of the tenure should be enough. Companies, a lot of companies available for term insurance, but the important thing is if you are taking term insurance now, you should take it from such companies which you are sure they will be available and they'll be working after 40 years of age. If you are after 40 years, so from now. So if your age is around 30, 35, and if you take in tenure up to 70 years of age, that means you should take it from company which you're confident that will be there after 35 to 40 years from now. So you think about it. Companies like LICs, which has got government backup, State Bank of India, and other private sectors like HDFC, ICICI have got a good reputation, and we are sure they'll be there after 35 to 40 years of age. So preferably you take it from these companies. Amount, it depends on your yearly annual income. Roughly, it should be 15 to 20 times that of your annual income. So for example, if your annual income is around 10 lakhs, you should take term insurance of 1.5 to 2 crores. Okay. We'll move to health insurance. Again, those should take with insurance which covers cashless cover, which company has got good settlement ratio. You should take that. You should prefer individual cover. There are many policies where you get family cover, family floater, etc., etc. But the disadvantage of that, you get lesser premium, but disadvantage is that when two family members get ill simultaneously, one family member eats up the whole corpus and there is nothing left for the second or third family member. We saw many cases in last 2 years where families are getting infected with COVID and they are requiring treatment at the same time. In such cases where there was a family insurance, they did have problem. So prefer individual cover. You may have to pay more premium, slightly more premium, but that is better. And another thing you should look for is check the cashless availability at your nearby hospital. In case of emergency, obviously you'll go to your nearby hospital. So you should check the company which you are preferring for health insurance have cashless facility available at your nearby hospital or your preferred hospital. So that way, few things you should take a note about health insurance. And last is professional indemnity. It is also mandatory. You should take at least 1 crore cover. And you should take it preferably through associations or agencies who does all the formalities and covers all the expenses. Basically, what happens? There are few insurance companies which provide a good cover for very cheap premiums, like 50 lakh cover for 2,500 per year annual premium. But those are so that works only when court proves that you are guilty and asks you to pay certain amount to the patient. In such indemnity covers are useful at the later stages when you actually have to pay the money. But other things like building up your case, hiring advocate, lawyer, and fighting your case, everything, all other expenses you need to cover on your own. So prefer such agencies which cover all these things, all the formalities and cover all the expenses. And the last thing I would like to discuss about the cryptocurrency. So this is my personal experience, personal opinion, I would say, not experience. I I'm sure Atri and Vikas will also talk on this, or will also discuss in question and answer session. Your opinion might be different, their opinion might be different, but this is my opinion. So I would suggest you should stay away from cryptocurrency. Why? Because first thing is it is based on speculation. It has not got any legal status in India, though it is not banned in India, but it has not got any legal status in India. There is no regularization authority. If you invest in share market, CDSL and NSDL, they have got regulatory authority. They decide the pricing. But here it's not the case. It's purely based on speculation. It has got no intrinsic value. Like if you purchase some share of a company, that company has got that market capitalization, has got its own value. But this cryptocurrency, if you, for example, you take Bitcoin or other coins, it has got no intrinsic value. It's based on speculation. So it's my personal opinion that you should stay away from it. I would like to hear from other speakers also. So thank you. This was just to have a rough idea about this topic and to discuss about it. So we'll have Dr. Atri and Dr. Vikas. We'll listen to their talks, what they say, and then we'll discuss it further. Thank you so much.
Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow pulmonologists, pan India and abroad. I am Dr. Atri Gangopadhyay. I work at Ranchi, Jharkhand, and I am also the Governor East Zone Chess Council of India. At the very onset, I acknowledge and thank Dr. N.S. Krishna, Dr. Narender, Dr. Chennamchitty Vijayakumar, and others who gave me this opportunity to perform in this webinar a very important topic of financial planning of pulmonologists. So, how to make a doctor's budget for the next quarter century? I am 30 plus, have completed my post-graduation. My parents have retired. My school friends are earning since last 10 years. I have developed a comorbidity requiring regular medical attention. And to run my practice, I need to purchase certain instruments. But these are all things which an insurance guy, a bank guy will demoralize. But today's webinar, today's panel gives only hope. Please remember, you are the smartest guy in your town. Your skills, reputation, earnings will increase with time and not in arithmetic progression, they will multiply. And over time, you will always become popular and famous. A practicing doctor is the most powerful guy in town, like this Bahubali. And before you become a Bahubali in your town, you must know about marketing at less cost. Certain things which I myself have used: school alumni, YouTube channel, Facebook page, WhatsApp post status, network of cross specialists, a Google business profile, and ultimately they will all lead you to patients. And once you start getting patients, patients themselves will market. Now, let's elaborate them. School alumni will help you in the form of your batchmates, seniors, juniors, ex-teachers and their contacts, current teachers and their contacts, businessmen who are associated with the running of the school at your time and in current. So many people you get a chance to introduce yourself that you are passed out from that school and you are a doctor of the lungs today. So that so many people get a chance to send you some patient or the other. YouTube channel. I always appreciate that some of our CCI members who are intervention pulmonologists regularly they put their intervention case videos on YouTube. You can also record interviews and talk and put them on your YouTube channel. Facebook is a wonderful marketing tool if used appropriately. If not used appropriately, it can be a waste of time. Facebook connects you with childhood contacts, pharma guys pan India, medical college alumni, VIPs of currency. So just imagine someone whom you played with as a child. You find that person on Facebook. You tell that person that you are a doctor of the lungs today, and that person sends you a patient. Now, just opening a Facebook profile is not enough. You need to post something every week. Post a few lines on burning health topics to keep your visibility, to show that your knowledge. Anytime you get a satisfied patient, the feedback to be recorded and shared on Facebook. Any talk you give, lecture, any achievement, award, felicitation, the image needs to be shared on Facebook. That at so and so place, you got a so and so award with a photo of this. Please remember, never be openly political on Facebook. Every political party is your potential patient. Keep top secret for whom you vote, but every political party is your patient. So be politically neutral on Facebook. WhatsApp. Residential society groups and school alumni groups have lots of non-medical people. So you actually get a chance of being in a WhatsApp group with so many non-medical people. Otherwise, our CCI groups all are pulmonologists. Your medical college group all are doctors. And on this WhatsApp, the posting similar as Facebook. Whenever you put something on Facebook, put it on WhatsApp. Whenever there is a certain image of a award or whatever on Facebook, put it on WhatsApp. Sometimes take a time to dispel a rumor message, but don't make it a regular habit. Google business profile. It is easy to ask reviews from friends, hospital colleagues, and regular long-term patients. Never ask for more than 2 reviews a day because it can be flagged and reviewed. But over a time, the reviews accumulate and your search comes up here. I remember when I opened my Google business profile, once in 10 to 15 days, I used to get a call from a patient. But after 6 months of running it, I get multiple calls on a day and multiple patients from Google. So over a period of time, a Google business profile becomes a very powerful marketing tool and free of cost. You need not pay any money for a Google business profile. It's totally free. Certain mandatory insurance which we should all have. Health insurance. We all may be health conscious people. We all may have good doctors friends. But if we fall ill or if a family member fall ill, make sure that your savings are not exhausted. Have a good health insurance. Life insurance. If some mishap occurs, then your dependent should lead the same quality of life as they are living currently, or even better. So purchase a good life insurance. Sometimes life insurance, accidental insurance, term plan can be a common part. Indemnity insurance and insurance for clinic and instrument. Professional insurance includes this indemnity insurance and insurance for your clinic. You may be the best doctor, but sometimes things can go wrong. You should not pay from your own pocket. You should not file the case from your own. Remember, you may be right, but you never know how the court judgment will come out. So, if you have a good indemnity insurance, something happens, they are going to fight your case. They are going to ensure that you take the best indemnity insurance in your town. Any costly equipment you purchase, please get it insured. 99 times out of 100, the situation will not arise. But if unfortunately such a situation arises, a legal fine can go up to crores or 8 digits. So, a very important question which everyone has in their mind: how much money do I need? Please note down your monthly expenditure over the last 6 months. Average of it is your monthly expenditure, say X. Consider that it will increase by 5% annually. If you plan to retire by the age of 60, you need another X amount per month from now itself. I am sure you would want to enjoy your life now and not when you are retired after so much struggle in becoming a specialist doctor. So add X by 3 to it for your monthly enjoyment. So technically you need to earn 2x plus X by 3 every month from now on and make sure that this amount increases by 5% annually. Please remember, if you are currently earning beyond this 2x plus X by 3, then you are never going to spend that excess money. So you may better take out more time for relaxation in the present. If I convert this X in rupees in India, even in the costliest part of India, X would be less than 2 lakhs. Thus, the maximum value of X plus X by 3 will be 4.7 lakhs. So, technically, even if you live in the costliest part of India, and if you are earning this much money per month, that is enough for your retirement also. And remember, this amount is excluding your ongoing insurance premium and your home purchase of home. That is separate from this X plus X by 3. How do I form a network in my city? A very important part of marketing your practice, building a successful patient base is forming a network. The easiest targets are other branch specialists from your same college if they work in your city, because always you will have a cordial relation with them being the same college. Always have a list of all organ specific and branch colleagues in your city. I know all the gastro in my city. I know all the nephro, rheumato, cardio in my city. It's my business to know. Any new super specialist comes, make sure you know that person, have that person's phone number, introduce yourself to that person. Nephrologists and rheumatologists meet pulmonologists most frequently, followed by UVA specialists. So be friends with all of them. Consider number of people practice diabetes as diabetologists after MBBS. Make yourself known to all. Interventional cardiologists pick up lots of airway disease, sleep disorders, pulmonary hypertension patients. So know them on first name basis. So if there is this intervention cardiologist, that person picks up a pulmonary disorder. Until that person has your phone number, he or she will not be able to refer you the patient. So know all the cardiologists. If you do the calculation, average doctor will refer you one patient in 10 days. It can be daily for a nephrologist. It can be once a month for a neuro patient. So if you increase your network of close doctors of other specialties to 10, it translates to one new patient daily. If you can increase further, it means more new patients daily. Please remember, you can make your earnings increase at minimum cost. The skill we have, no other profession. So we should not despair if other jobs start paying us. A successful medical practice is like a marathon. We have to win the marathon, not run very fast at the beginning. Anyone who runs very fast at the beginning does not win the marathon. There is no harm in leading a luxurious life. After greater than a decade of studies, you have a right to it. And the time to enjoy life is now. Please don't save a huge sum of money when your body is not up to it, because then you will not be able to enjoy it. You are going to enjoy it now. Your body is fittest now. So thanks for the kind listening, and we shall be continuing with the panel discussion, question answer session now.
Thank you so much, Dr. Adre, for the wonderful talk. And those tips for improving your practice were really very good. And I'm sure people definitely would have loved those. So we'll move to the panel discussion. You please post your questions and we'll try to discuss those and we'll try to answer those questions. We have Dr. Vikas Oswal with us for answering your queries, and we might get a special guest in some time that I'll disclose it later. So first question I have from Dr. Mohiddin Ahmed from Tamil Nadu. He's asking about small case. What are the investing fees and what is the scope? So small case, should I answer that? So small case is a good platform for mutual fund investments, where you get it's like a Google of mutual funds, where you get detail, or you get platter of good mutual funds and tips about good mutual funds, through which you can invest. I'm not sure about the exact charges, how much they charge for the investments and all, but they have got good list of various mutual funds where you can directly invest from them. If they are charging, you please check. If they are charging, then you can go with different platforms like mutual fund utilities and Zero the Coin, etc., etc. So I'll take the next question. So Dr. Ram Prasad from Chennai is asking whether any suggestion for professional indemnity insurance company. And Dr. Vikas can tell us.
Yeah, basically, any company is good. Who's definitely going to cover your indemnity, the insurance. That is more important. The thing which even you spoke right now, that select a company which is reputed and which you think is going to last for longer duration of time, right? The best, if you ask me, Bajaj definitely, or New India Insurance. They all have a good reputation where they can do a good job, pretty fair this thing for you. So you definitely can select any company, but it should be really, trustworthy company. That's it.
For professional indemnity, one thing what I would want to say is that if there is a case comes, you want a lawyer in your town or your state who can fight the case for you. So whenever you are purchasing a professional indemnity insurance, first make them confirm that they have a lawyer or legal team in your city or your state, so that you don't have to search a lawyer separately and then send the bills to your company for reimbursement. Because cashless is cashless, reimbursement of bills can take a long period of time.
Okay. So next question is from Dr. Samaraj from Tamil Nadu. He is asking, please suggest health insurance which accepts proposal with comorbidities like hypertension, diabetes, and hypercholesterolemia, well controlled. 40 years of age, Tata AIG rejected proposal citing above comorbidities.
I would like to tell over here, Bajaj Allianz, first go. The first thing is, many of us have got habit of hiding the disease and then taking up policies, which is absolutely a wrong thing to do. Just to save a small amount on premium, we tend to do that sometimes. And sometimes even the same thing, we get the same discussions from the patients also. That, sir, please hide hypertension. Please don't mention diabetes over there. It's not mentioned in my claim. That's a wrong thing. Basically, we do if you see and calculate for a long duration of time. The best is go for a bit higher premium, but disclose all your comorbidities to the insurance agents and then take a policy to get an hassle-free claim henceforth lifelong without any tensions and without any fights. So for that, I think the reputed and the most best company would be over here is Bajaj Allianz. I would vote for Bajaj Allianz first. You just tell them that yes, I have so and so comorbidities. Disclose everything. Let the premium be a bit higher, but the claim which you will get will be a hassle-free claim. And I am very sure every company would give you insurance. It's not that they won't give you a claim or the policy basically, but you just need to convey them that what all comorbidities you have. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a matter of premium. Premium may be less somewhere, premium may be higher somewhere, depending upon the the comorbidities which you disclose to them.
Yes, better to disclose everything in health insurance and also in term insurance especially. Don't hide, otherwise you'll have to rush here and there. So Ati, you want to add something?
What I want to say is that always disclose comorbidities. Remember, as per IRDAI, means their regulating body, no insurance company can reject a premium at the onset. There are higher premiums for people with comorbidities. I remember companies who give health insurance premium even to cancer patients, non-cancer patients, even to kidney patients on dialysis. Just the premium value is higher.
Yeah. So thank you. So I think that would definitely answer your question. So next question is from Dr. Venkat Giri from Kasargod again. He is asking about advice regarding alternate source of income and investment in agricultural land.
I would like to start over here. Alternate source of income. First thing is, yes, we are doctors. What is more important than anything else? The most important thing over here is life. What we do is we save life. So we are the most powerful ones, to be very frank. But still, we are powerful. We are not richest. Have you ever heard the richest person in the world or richest world in India having a prefix of doctor? No, because we are good. We are best at our work, but we are very bad planners. We don't plan our things appropriately and fruitfully, probably. Just because it's not that we are uneducated. No, we are the most educated society over here. When we can study so much and can grasp such a subject, which is the most difficult subject, but still we are poor or lacking in this subject, that is planning and investment. Why? Is only one thing, because we don't have time. So we need to have a good time for ourselves, not only for family, but also some time to sit, think, and plan the investments, what we earn. That is very important over here, right? So the planning should be very fantastic. We are not good at planning. It's not a rocket science. We just need to learn something. You just need to upgrade yourself, and there you are. Primary source is obviously our clinics, our hospitals, right? I would say alternative sources of income over here would like to differentiate and make a different part over here. First thing is, it won't be same for all of us. It won't be equal for each one of us. There would be some alternative source of income for a fresher who is absolutely fresh in field. Would be something different for a person who is settling, who has been settled but still in a settling phase, so called as developing countries, or like settling phase, right? And the third would be the person who is already settled in his practice, who is well settled, who has achieved everything. So these are the three phases, and the investment would be different for each one of them. First, let us come for the alternative investments for a person who has freshly come into practice. Suppose, for example, if I am a newcomer, I have passed out just recently last month, and I have come into field. And suddenly it won't be, that I want to invest on gold, I want to invest on assets, I want to make assets. No, that would be a foolishness on my part. But that doesn't mean that I am not supposed to invest or save. No, I am supposed to invest, I am supposed to save, and I am supposed to think of an alternative source of income over there. So when I am a fresher, my alternative source of income would be a small alternative source of income. Can be anything. Can be, for example, doing locums. If you are a fresher, you please ask for some locums. Invest in your time over there. You are a fresher. You have got time. You have to extend your time. You don't have 12 hours. Maybe you will have to work for 14 hours, 16 hours over there. That is something called investing of time for a fresh newcomer person. He can't sit and enjoy only or wind up his OPD till 7 o'clock. After 7 o'clock, he may have to work 11, 12, or maybe even 1 o'clock. But yes, take care of your health also over there. But this is only for the newcomer to get settled in his life. This will be a phase for a newcomer investing in time. Alternative source would be over here, doing locums, attending extra calls, being available over there for every needy person over there, maybe giving your numbers to your patients. Giving your availability everywhere is the investment already invested over there. Being in your own field, but investing in a right way. Then comes the person who is settling in his phase already, where he knows now this, yes, he is reputed, at least he has a good reputation, at least in his area, he's have a good reputation, at least in his own city, where he don't have to slog over there. So that is the point where he can cut down on a practice time. Yes, but he can think of some better alternative source. He can divert his income to some alternative source over there, maybe a parallel. For example, in your own field, we are pulmonologists. We cannot be without, say, X-ray. We cannot go ahead without a CD scan. We cannot go without maybe a blood test investigation. We do prescribe day in, day out. So over here, the best thing would be, yes, when you know the power of your pen, your clientele have increased, you have a good number of clients coming in your OPD, you have a good hold on your patients, you can definitely guide your patients in a center wherever probably you have invested into. You can invest a small part in a so-called laboratory, in a so-called radiology center, where I won't expect you to put all your money in a radiology center. No, don't do that. Don't burn all your money. Don't lay all your eggs in one single basket. But you can find some good, equal-minded partners along with you. Invest a portion of some amount in the particular lab or maybe a diagnostic center or maybe a radiology center. You can ask your patient, you can give discounts to your patient. Avoid cut practices. Even I am against cut practices over here, maybe. Please give discounts to your patients. Let patient get those investigations at the cheaper rate, but play on bulk over here. So over here, the source of income, parallel source of income would be investing in your own field part, but being in your field, right? Third, the person who is already settled in life now, he don't require anything. He's got name, fame, he's in media, he knows everything. Patients, he is waiting, it is like 4 months, 10 months waiting period. Patient is having acute breathlessness now, but still the appointment is being given 4 months later down the line. So those patients, parallel investments, yes, as Dr. Swapnil has already mentioned, assets, properties, right? Coming up with some gold over there, maybe investing in some like bigger portions, right? He may have some good investment attachments with some partnership with some builders over there who are coming up with some good redevelopments. Nowadays, we are into redevelopment phase where the old buildings are going to be going into redevelopment phase. You can invest along with them. So there are different parallel investments for a different phase of life. Each and every person can't have the same parallel investments. But Dr. Swapnil has already mentioned many things. You can just pick up as per the phase in which you are. Is maybe I think what you can think of.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for such a elaborative
I would
answer
want
for
to
that.
add my points. I would want to add my points.
Yes, yes, please.
Whenever we are talking about alternate income for doctors, I want everyone listening to us to remember, please try to earn income in medical field because we are working from matric 10th, 11th, 12th, MBBS, JR, PG to become doctors. Suppose for some reason business is not good. Don't try to think of non-medical ways to earn. As a doctor, what makes all of us successful is we can talk to strangers. Everyone who comes to your hospital, your clinic, your OPD, your emergency is a stranger. So you need to talk to stranger like a family guy because that person is telling your pains to you. So if you can talk to stranger, that means all of us have to develop the art of public speaking, how to talk to strangers. Thanks to very free internet, you can all log into certain websites or YouTube, namely Toastmaster, Roundtable, BNI, JCI, where they actually show TEDx, TED Talks, where they actually show that how extempore talking, public talking is done. Try to observe them, try to make them in your own practice. If you can comfortably talk to strangers, then talking can be a source of income. Very often in our town, certain colleges or schools require a doctor health speaker for various talks. If you can give those talks, that can give you a certain fee. So basically, you get an extra source of income by talking. I remember as Dr. Swapnil introduced me, during my struggling days when I did not have patient, due to my talking, I used to do some relationship counseling, marriage counseling. But now, thanks to CCI, I get some patient. So I have stopped that part. But if you can talk, if you can do public speaking, that is a very good way of income. Second thing, please remember, all of us have to study very hard. And even now, we keep on studying. So if you can study, you can always teach. Medical teaching is something very vast and very unorganized in India. If you believe that you are strong in a certain disease or management of certain disease, make a wonderful presentation, wonderful notes of that. Advertise freely via Facebook, WhatsApp that you are going to take a class on webinar, Zoom, Google Meet, and take a token consultation fee for that class. So other than practice, you can earn by public speaking, you can earn by teaching. And As Dr. Vikas says, once you set up your practice, every year try to purchase one diagnostic instrument, and so that certain portion of your practice you can invest in your own diagnostic instrument. But don't try to think of earning ways other than medical science, because we have trained more than 10 years in medical science. Continue.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, as Atri said, you can earn from different ways where you are good at. We'll move to the next question. But before that, one part of the previous question remained about the agricultural investment. I would like to add there are two ways to earn from agricultural land investment. So one is by selling that land, and that is equal to any other real estate, but you need to think about the long-term and short-term capital gains on that sale. And the second is by doing proper farming. So that again, you have to dedicate the time. We know you can earn from farming, but it definitely depends on weather conditions and many other factors. You need to dedicate proper amount of time in that. And there is one myth that income from agriculture is tax-free, but it's not the case. If your sole income is through agriculture, then it is tax-free. But if that is your additional income, then it's definitely tax-free, not tax-free. You need to pay as per your tax slab. So we'll move to the next question. Dr. Ram Prasad is asking, I'm a salaried, I'm a salaried person falling in 30% tax slab. I plan to start a clinic for additional income. Is the taxation the same for clinic, or there are alternative ways to save taxes in the clinic? Yes.
Okay. If you want to start a clinic, please convert your ITR from a salaried to a businessman. A businessman person can show certain income as salaried, certain income from clinic. Why? If you are already in 30% tax slab, if you become a businessman, you can show lot of expenses as your business operating expenses. Like, for example, if you give some pocket money to any of your relative who is the age of 18 or above, you can enroll that person as an employee of your clinic and show that employee salary. For example, suppose the premises, even if it is your own, you can give some part of that money to your blood relative or spouse and show that you are paying rent for that clinic. So all those things, basically, you are saving from your tax benefit. A businessman can claim a much higher expenses benefit compared to a salaried person. So convert yourself to a salaried. And one thing which Dr. Sapnil told that, and Dr. Vikas also told, that we are short of time. When you regularly start touching 7 digits, it's better to invest some money in a chartered accountant, because like we have trained 10 years in saving lives, these people have trained over 10 years in saving tax.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So just I want to add, so yes, there are alternative ways to save the tax, but we definitely wouldn't recommend tax evasion. So pay taxes, show it properly. Clinical expenses, so clinic income can be divided into two, and the taxable income can be less than the total income as you minus those expenses, your staff salaries, your rent, or whatever expenses you have while starting clinic. Those you can definitely deduct, and your taxable income will be lesser than that. But you need to pay the same amount of tax, that is according to your tax slab, not to pay. But so tax is definitely certain. You need to pay tax. Don't fall into tax evasion. So there are many other complications of that. Since you are, so it's a good thing to pay tax. The more tax you are paying, that means more and more you are earning. So obviously, it's
take your files better to. You're liable for a better this thing. Loans ahead. If you have a good big loans ahead,
your CIBIL score and everything. Your CIBIL score and everything will definitely.
Let your ITR be very strong. Show everything in white. Pay tax is really okay. Don't worry of hiding taxes. You pay a lot of tax. You show everything in white. Rather, you are liable for a better loans ahead, which is required in our cases.
Dr. Saurendranath Banerjee from Asansol, West Bengal is asking, what about direct selling business on nutrition as additional side income?
Yes,
So
pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals. Now, nutraceutical is the term over here which is really in boom. Like each and every person is thinking of, each and every company now, and you definitely get MR, day in day out, new MR, new face, new company. Sir, kindly prescribe our products, like say protein supplements, or maybe multivitamins, or maybe calcium supplements, vitamin D3. All this comes under nutraceuticals basically. So yes, it's not a bad idea at all. If you have some good friends, your like-minded colleagues with who are medicos, you definitely can form a good team, make an LLP, have a good partnership deed, or make an LLP over there, form a company. Nowadays, getting a license for these things are very easy. It's not at all a difficult job. You get a very easy permissions for converting yourself into a company, nutraceutical also. You can come up with your own brand name, and with a generic, you can just have a tie-up with some, say, manufacturing companies who are already into, the same Cipla. The same Cipla company is taking a raw material or the medicines from XYZ company. Even you can go over there and take the same pills, the same drugs on your own brand names. So you don't require anything over there. You just require to have some 3 or 4 documentations for that. You can come up with your own companies, with your own brand names. But yes, you do need to have a good LLP, partnership deeds over there, and good partners, good investment. It is definitely good investment, but don't be unethical over there. Don't prescribe unethically. If it is required for your patients, please do prescribe. Yes, as you're prescribing. Definitely, it's not a bad idea. It's a good idea.
One concern about it, Dr. Vikas, I'm not sure if we invest in pharmaceuticals or nutraceuticals, something like that. Since we are professional, medical professional, and with MCI old rules, whether that falls into conflict of interest.
That is direct conflict of interest.
Yeah.
It has to be your brother, sister, or spouse on whose name that company will be. Make sure everything over there is on the record documented. Means if you are selling a product, never sell it without an invoice. Never sell it, because that protects you. Sometimes people think that by selling without an invoice, we will save tax. But remember, nowadays, money trail in India is very easy to detect because of so much digitalization. If ever you are caught in income evasion, tax evasion, that involves 100% penalty and loss of respect also. If you sell something, always put an invoice.
Yes. So the question over here was basically whether to invest in the nutraceuticals or no. So I would say yes, it is a very good idea to invest in that also. You can come up with your companies, but as Dr. Swapnil and Dr. Atri have told over here, do not come with the direct names in the companies, from LLPs that your brothers or sisters or family members over there. You can be indirect partners over there. But yes, investing in nutraceuticals is not a bad idea at all at present. So you're not going to sell anything over here. Basically, you're going to come up with a company yourself, and you're going to be a owner of a brand. That's it.
Right. That's good. Okay. Atri, can you tell us benefits of having investment advisor? Should we or should we not have?
Wonderful. Again, always respect a specialist if the specialist is ethical. We often hear common people telling us that we had consulted that doctor because that doctor is a very honest person, very ethical person. Similarly, investment advisors, they generally have a commerce background, after which they have studied finance. There is a certain course known as FCA, CA. They can be a chartered accountant or they can be an investment planner. Why? Because these people 24/7, they keep on spending in learning which company is doing good, which company is doing bad. So if you, after your day of practice, you have to go home and research that which company share I should purchase or which company I should put in a mutual fund or SIP, you may lose out compared to these people. What happens, since these people are experts, they will diversify your investment. Means suppose you gave them 10,000 rupees per month, maybe that 10,000 rupees, they will invest in 20 or 25 companies to make sure that even if 5 companies lose, the remaining 20 companies will win and your wealth will grow. And since they are specialist people, they do this day in, day out, their performance will definitely be better than you. Another good thing is, any investment guy would want to take doctors as clients because they know that if a doctor has a clinic or a practice, then maybe that doctor can give more investment over the time compared to other salaried people whose income do not multiply over the years. So always have this investment advisor. Another thing I would want to tell you, a person working in a bank is not an investment advisor. Suppose you have gone into a bank to deposit some cash or a check, and suddenly that bank staff will tell you that our bank has this wonderful plan. It is just fit for you. Please remember, they have their selling targets. Remember, their target may not be the same as my target. I may be saving for my children's education or children's wedding. They may be saving to save their job or their promotion. So, investment advisor who is not employed by a bank is always a good idea, safe idea in the long run.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Atri. I have some different kind of opinion about investment advisor. I would not want investment advisor to invest my money, but for extending discussion, as I told previously, we have a special guest here, Dr. Narender Pradeep. Please, you are welcome, and he is our financial expert of CCI and our financial guru. And I'm sure he definitely has different kind of opinion than that of Atri regarding having or not having investment advisor. Over to you, Pradeep sir.
Thank you, Dr. Swapnil. Thank you, Dr. Vikas and Dr. Atri. It was wonderful discussion, and I enjoyed all the your talks. And Dr. Swapnil's elaboration was very fantastic. From the basics, he started with the term insurance, health insurance, and went into stocks. Then Dr. Vikas, Dr. Atri, it was wonderful and eye-opener for me. I'm not a financial guru or anything. I'm just helping. I'm learning actually. Because of CCI, I'm learning the finances. I learned how to form a trust. I learned how to manage the accounts. I learned how to install the Tally software. I learned how to prepare the tax invoices. So thanks for CCI to teaching me the finances. I'm not the guru, actually. I'm the learner, basically. So because of CCI, I could learn many things in the finances and how to manage the money of the others. Actually, it is not our money. It's the money of others, those we are spending in CCI. Coming to the financial advisors, actually, what Dr. Atri told is correct. We should not go behind the agents. Agents are not advisors. So agents are not specialists. So yes, he told specialist doctors are different and specialist YouTube doctors are different. You should be very specific whom you are asking. Number two is finance is actually 7th grade subject, as Dr. Ram in WealthCon tells. So it is not something new. Those who passed 7th standard, and if you see some of the videos of the 7th standard students, you can see how they select the stocks, how they select the mutual funds. Even the 7th or 8th standard students have learned. So basically, you are the doctor, you are the cream of the society, you know better than any financial advisors. So if you know something about finances, you can become self-reliant and you can manage your own money. No need to depend on anybody. So it is learning finance is very, initially we may feel it is very difficult, but we can learn over the period of time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, initial stages you can rely on investment advisor. You can take advice from them, and as I said, be aware of the agents. You can surely contact investment advisor and take advice from them, and later you start learning. It's not that difficult. It is very, very easy, and you can start investing your own money without advice of any so-called financial advisors. Next question is from Dr. Paras Kanturia Dilli. He is asking whether we should invest in mutual funds or Nifty index or stocks. Pradeep sir.
These are all basic investor course questions. Sir, it depends upon how your level of investment you are in. If you don't know anything about the Nifty Bs, purchasing just Nifty Bs is far better. Anyway, if you believe that India is a growing economy and India will grow over the period of 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years on the lane, you can purchase simple Nifty Bs. You can open a demat account with any broker, any discount brokers. Every month you purchase 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, or 20,000 rupees Nifty Bs as a systematic investment plan. And over the 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, definitely that Nifty Bs will be good. And Nifty index, and if you know how to select the stocks, that is a best thing. And you can do the Cipla stock. If you know how to select the mutual funds, and if you learn how to select the good mutual funds, then you can invest in the mutual funds. And the stocks, direct stocks is always better than the mutual funds because there will be some charges in the mutual funds. If you don't know anything, you all start with the Nifty Bs. Even your clinic staff, your those who are earning by your salary, you can stimulate them also to open a demat account and start investing in the Nifty Bs. That is very simple. Just purchase 500 rupees Nifty Bs, 1,000 rupees, or depending upon your investment. Thank you.
Equity is definitely a very good investment if you ask me. But share markets and all, if you are planning to do intradays, please don't do no short-term investments at all. Please think for a long-term investments always. Once you just invest, just forget it. Let it be there in your basket. Let it grow. Second thing, if we are very poor, in selecting stocks, Nifties, and understanding this mutual funds and all. So the best way over here, Dr. Swapnil, which you, I think, had a different opinion. Maybe you have got a knowledge of, reading this census and figures and all, but maybe many like me, I'm absolutely blank in all this. So the best way for me would be a financial planner.
No, that's what I am saying. So
I admit
that we are
I
poor
have
in
a
that.
financial planner.
Yeah,
I admit on screen I have a financial planner.
Actually, that's our misbelief that we are poor. So I am also a learner. I am learning since last 6 months or 1 year, not more than that.
So but in this journey of learning, if we learn, nothing but like it. But I think better to start with
I'll tell you the difference. If you buy a mutual fund through an agent, and if you buy mutual fund directly, so expenses, you usually the agent earn 1% of your total amount which you have invested. For example, if you're going to invest 50 lakhs, then that agent is going to receive 50,000 per year. Whether your mutual fund remains in profit or whether that mutual fund is in losses. So whatever the market condition may be, that agent is going to receive 50,000 per year, and that is through your expenses. That is if we consider present return on mutual fund as a 10%, so 1% is going to the agent. So that means 10% of your profit is going to the agent.
I would like to differ you over here is like I won't mind my 1% going than my 99% going down the line.
No. But that's what I'm saying. So what they do nothing. They just pick a stock, and the picking stock is not that difficult.
That's what. Now, the point over here would be to have a very good, knowledgeable financial planner with you. So you need to have a good, if someone from your family or your close friend is a financial planner, please trust him, collaborate along with him, team up, and then just grow along with him. Let him grow along with you. How much will he grow? With 1%, 2%?
No, that's not the point.
98% is still safe over there. But yes, in this journey, if you learn a lot, if you learn to know the skills and to invest what exactly and where and how, then definitely you can sideline him down the line and start investing on your own. So that can be done, yes. But initial days, I think we need a support.
So then you can ask your investment advisor to charge a fee for that session and ask him to invest in direct mutual funds. Okay, right. That he won't do. He'll ask you to purchase through him only because that is the major chunk of money he'll be getting. That he won't. Like us, what we do consultation. We charge consultation charges for one visit. We don't charge a whole corpus of, for example, you referred a patient for surgery and his total expenditure is say 5 lakhs. You don't charge him 50,000. You charge 1,000 or 500 rupees, whatever your fees is. But if you ask them to do that and to put money directly into direct mutual fund, they won't do. So that is my take. Okay,
I got your point. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll move to the next question. Just a minute.
Dr. Chennam Chetty.
If I avoid, Dr. Vijay Kumar Chennam Chetty is asking, if I avoid agents, can our premium is less when as compared to when we go through agents for various insurances? Yes, definitely it is. It is very, very less. So, for example, I'll give you one example. At my age now, if anybody of my age, that is 35, 36 years of age, there is a good term plan from LIC, the LIC Tech Term Plan, which is online only. And there is another plans like something Jivan Anand or something like those through agents. If you want life insurance of 2 crores, then premium for the age of 35, who is a non-smoker and without any comorbidities, is around 60 to 65,000 per year, and through agents. And if you go directly online from that LIC Tech Term Plan, then same premium falls down to around 37 to 40,000. So that much is the difference when you go through the agent. And I'm sure this is the same case for other insurances, health insurances and other things. And what agents do, I'm not talking about financial advisors, they just fill your form. You can fill your form definitely online. Yes, Pradeep sir, if you want to add anything.
Exactly what I echo with your thing. You can search plans in online, and you can take the term insurances, no issue. But only thing is, term insurances a little. You have to take a good data, as you told. It should be that company should be there for another 35, 40 years till we leave.
Yeah,
that is the only thing.
40 साल के बाद कंपनी नहीं रहा तो पैसे कौन देगा पैसे?
So when you are talking about term insurance, a good company term only you have to take. As you told, agents are not required for because you know ABCD how to write the fill the forms and all. You can do it your own. You can take always direct plans. That's all.
Right now, I think there are 1128 logins at this given a point of time.
Wow.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, regarding tax, your points are very good. And 2 things we should remember is death and tax are definite. One day we are going to die, and one day we are going to pay taxes. So don't do tax evasion or tax escaping. Doctors usually mislead by the people about you can keep cash, you can escape tax. No, it is not so. You have to pay the taxes. You maybe 30%, 35% tax you paid. Nothing is there to avoid it. Pay the taxes, and the rest of the money you invest, so that money works for you. You need not work for you money. That is the ultimate. Ultimate aim is, as you have more money, that money should work for you, and that way you can have peace of mind, and you can utilize that money as your time for your other hobbies. That is the philosophy.
That's the statement of the day. Death and taxes are certain. Yes, thank you. Dr. Saurendranath Banerjee is asking, is there any degree specific for financial advisor? As Atri mentioned, there are various qualifications.
Yeah. There is no course like MBBS, but there are certain certification agencies. The person must have a BCom commerce background, after which there is a course Certified Financial Planner CFP, Certified Financial Advisor CFA, and there are certain boards. Even SEBI is part of the boards who give this certification. So these people generally carry this certification, and when they come to you for any money from you, what I ask them 2 things. Please show me your certification certificate. Secondly, please name few doctors in our town whose wealth you are already managing, so that I will ask a second opinion from those doctors directly whether I can trust you or not. If they satisfy this aspect, then means if a colleague in town also tells that yes, I have given money to this guy and this guy has not cheated me, then you can also give. This is what I had done basically before choosing my CA and before choosing my financial advisor.
Yeah, thank you. One question is coming up. What are the reliable apps or website where you can learn trading or shares, etc.? Atri or Pradeep sir, whoever can, or Dr. Vikas bhai.
Vikas, yeah.
Pradeep sir, go ahead.
If you think learning is fun, and if you have some time to learn stock market or finances, many things are there. Money control is the first thing that you should know how to open it and how to read it. Then there is something as you go advances, then there is a trading view website is there. Then there is something called as Mojo Market is there, but don't go for their advices. Just to see them. Their classification is good. And second thing is nothing is free in this world. So free websites may not be everything will be good. So if you want to invest, you have to invest in a proper websites, or you have to purchase some of the subscriptions. Say for example, value research is very good online, but some of things are not there in your free versions. You may have to subscribe it, then you can get more depth into that. Same way, there are many things, many apps are there. Some are partially free, some are paid versions. So it should be very
For beginners, I would definitely recommend going through Zerodha Varsity app. So Zerodha Varsity is one app where you will get to know basics about stock market. How to open your demat account, how to do trading. Definitely intraday trading is not recommended. But Zerodha Varsity has got multiple articles and very short articles. You can finish one chapter in 10-15 minutes daily. It's very good. So I would definitely recommend going through Zerodha Varsity app.
Yeah, that is the basic. Yeah, I just forgot it. Zerodha Varsity is so wonderful. You can download it in your mobile, and instead of opening WhatsApp, you can open that and you can read it.
Yeah, it's very nice.
So, question to Atri: when to plan retirement? You have to plan retirement the day when you are born. If you are late today, you have to plan it.
Yes, Dr. Vijay Kumar sir is asking, Dear Atri, please explain your X formula one more time about the retirement.
Okay. Yeah, I love it actually. Yeah, whenever we are certain doctors over a couple of drinks in my town or somewhere, I always start this X formula. It's very easy to understand. Calculate your monthly expenditure over the last 6 months. The average of that is your average monthly expenditure for this year. Consider that over a year, it will increase by 5% after a year. This amount you definitely need, because you have to earn that much money to run your monthly expenses. Just that much amount again is your retirement corpus for that month. If I am 35 at current, I would plan that after 55 to 60, I should not earn for a livelihood. As a senior doctor, if something comes, then I will definitely earn. But I should not be earning for a livelihood, that if after 55 to 60, I don't get patient, then I should not start. I should maintain my dignity. That is my retirement planning. So, if I am 35, X is my monthly expenditure. Add another X to it for my retirement planning. That can be either SIP, long-term investment, life insurance, maturity insurance, whatever. Health insurance is not part of this. Indemnity insurance and home loan are not part of this. That is separate from this. Another thing, when I am 60, I am diabetic, I have osteoarthritis, I have a back problem, spine problem, I have peptic ulcer and fatty liver, I will not be able to enjoy life. So the time to enjoy life is now. When you have just entered practice, you are fit, you can run about, you can do bungee jumping, you can do scuba diving, you can eat all sorts of things, you can drink all sorts of things. So X by 3 is your monthly enjoyment budget. X by 3, why X by 3? Because in 3 months that multiplies to X. So you can have a vacation every 3 months, a good vacation. So even if you live in the most costly part of India, that X is less than 2 lakhs. Even in the costliest part of India, the family running expenditure, including schooling of children, tuitions and all, is less than 2 lakhs. So X plus X makes it maximum 4 lakhs, and X by 3 is another 70,000. So technically, if you are living in the costliest part of India, and if you are earning X plus X plus X by 3, 4.7 lakhs per month, maybe you are earning well enough for your retirement. If you are earning more than that, maybe you will never spend that money. So you should take some time off, relax, maintain that balance. This equation is important in two aspects. First, for newcomers who must know that what should be their target income so that they can safely plan for retirement. Second, for people who are reaching that amount, that maybe you should not earn beyond that amount to maintain your health, maintain your enjoyment.
Thank you. So we have got 15 minutes more. I would like to ask Dr. Vikas, what is your advice for resident doctors? So how they can save money from their stipend and all that?
So, being a resident doctor, they definitely can save money. Start investing in your small instruments and needful instruments. For example, PFT machine is a bread and butter, and that saving is going to give you, that is going to be a source of income for you. So this saving is going to, generate more money for you. For example, pulmonary function test, let it be a bronchoscope, some money for your instruments like videoscope or thoracoscope, some small amount of money should be going for that, right? Investing extra time, as I already told you, where your income will be a bit on the higher side, start saving that extra income for your purchasing of these instruments, because these instruments are definitely going to give you more incomes ahead, which again is going to turn into your savings further. So resident doctors can definitely think of investing in instruments as per what I believe. And that is the best investment for them.
Yeah, great advice. Great advice. This is definitely going to help them in future. Yes. Next question. We will take it rapidly. Few more questions are pending. I would like to ask Dr. Atri, would you recommend having a credit card, and what type of credit card should a doctor have?
I love this question because at one point of time, it was my hobby collecting credit cards. And even I have relocated from Delhi, and even at that address in Delhi where I used to work, certain credit cards or letters related to credit cards still read, and the HOD there calls me that please change your address. So what I want to say is there are certain basic credit cards. You need one basic credit card to enter, because a credit card is a direct access to a credit score, a CIBIL score. A credit score is very important for future business loans. Future, if you want to form a company, if you want a home loan, you need a CIBIL score. So maintaining a credit card, basic credit card for 1 year, paying its bill on time, paying its fees on time is a wonderful way of increasing your score. Once you maintain your first credit card for 1 year and you see that you are not overspending, you have a control on your spending, that is the right time to invest in a premium credit card. We doctors, before Corona, we are frequent flyers. Even after Corona, we shall again become frequent flyers. Frequent flying can be costly in terms of ticket fare, in terms of eating or getting clean at the airport. But if you have premium credit cards, every premium credit card that costs annually 3,000, 5,000 or more comes with complimentary lounge access. And all the big airports of India have lounge where eating, sitting, using that washroom, spending time is absolutely free. If you don't have that credit card, maybe you will have to pay 1,000 to 1,500 for a meal at the airport. Whereas in a credit card, MasterCard comes free, Visa credit card comes only 2 rupees. I have never been abroad, so I won't be able to guide you for international credit card. But beginners, resident, if you have a salary slip, if you have a PAN card, please apply for a basic credit card. Once you have maintained that basic credit card for 6 months to 1 year, please apply for a premium credit card, which will help you this lounge visits for free. And if you use that credit card well for a year, then the reward points which you accumulate can actually convert into 2 or 3 free tickets. Means a spend of 1 lakh to 3 lakh per year converts into 2 to 3 free air tickets. So that is important.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So, Dr. Pradeep sir, Can you shed some light on whether you should invest in gold and something about sovereign gold bonds?
Very good question. Gold is always fascinating, and two things which has grown over the years is one is real estate and another is the gold. And of course, equity is there. Just has a so if you ask when to purchase gold, today is the day to purchase the gold. So always you have to purchase the gold, and your how much you have to purchase, that is usually Wealthcon or Dr. Ram has given a formula, GRED, G-R-E-D, gold, real estate, equity and debt exposure to your portfolios. So gold should be a part of your portfolio, maximum of 10%. That is what advised. 10% of your portfolio should have gold. And among the gold, there are two things. One is physical gold and the one is the sovereign gold bonds. So physical gold, it is expensive because you have to purchase you have to pay the jewelry fees, then you have to take the locker, then you have to put it into the locker, you can't keep it in the house, and that gold is not working for you. It's still just an investment. Coming to the SGB, that is from Government of India, sovereign gold bonds, they release on every time. So once in 3 months, once in 6 months, once in a year, they release, and its maturities of 8 years. And every year, I think 2.5% they pay interest also. So sovereign gold bond, purchasing sovereign gold bond is always better than the purchasing the physical gold. Yeah. And sovereign gold bond you can purchase on like SIP model. Whenever they launch, you purchase for 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, or whatever your amount is. So whenever there is a announcement of SGB, you can just purchase it, whatever money you have. I think basic 1 unit comes somewhere around 4,000 rupees, I think. So you can purchase 1 unit in whenever there is SGBs are announced. That is so gold you should purchase, and you should purchase better to purchase SGB, sovereign gold bonds, and that too in a SIP model.
Yes. So in nutshell, gold investment, it should not be more than 10 to 20% of your total savings, and prefer gold bonds rather than having physical gold, because that's safer option. No one can steal those gold bonds from you, and making charges and jewelry charges, etc., definitely not going to be there. And RBI releases gold bond series every quarterly, I guess, if I'm not wrong. You can invest in those. So next question is whether from Dr. Bhavik Kumar Chauhan from Gujarat, Ahmedabad, is whether SIP, that is SIP, systemic investment plan, is a good option. Yes, definitely. Yeah, Dr. Vikas.
Definitely, systemic investment planning itself, gives you all the answers. Like, we are very bad planners. We need to have a good regular investment which goes regularly, timely investment, not in a bulk together. So nothing better like SIP. And this goes for every phase of life, which I already discussed right now, even for the newcomer, even for a developing who is like struggling to get settled in his field, and even for a person who is well settled in his field. So it applies for all of us. So it just depends upon what is the amount of investment which you're going to send for this SIPs. Definitely, yes, SIPs are the best investments, but better for a long term, not for a short term. But yes, in between, even if you require to withdraw the money for a better investment or to divert the investment in some other thing. For example, suppose you were a resident, you started SIPs of just 1,000 rupees per month. Let it be as nominal as 1,000 rupees per month. Example, 1,000 rupees per month. Let it go. This 1,000 is going to make up around good lakh rupee one day. This lakh rupee, you can get your PFT machine over there. You can get a software over there. Then the next year, it just start with investing of just 50,000 or a lakh rupees from your monthly this thing. You will never know, when you reach to an amount of good 10 lakhs or maybe 15 lakhs, which will be useful for your scope next year or 2 years down the line. After that, the next month, just whenever you need to withdraw the money, you definitely can withdraw the money. But I would still prefer not to touch or withdraw the money unless I had emergency. Let this money grow down the line.
Yeah, thank you. So, in short, I would say the systemic investment plan are definitely good. Monthly, you can save money and put in SIPs. You can put in SIPs through mutual funds. Either you put through mutual fund, you start SIP in mutual fund, particular mutual fund. You've got tax saver mutual funds also where you can do like ELSS. So where you get tax saving option is also there, and you do SIPs there. Another way of doing SIP is you select stocks. So, and put money directly over there every monthly. Like you select blue chip stocks, like top stocks, like I would say SDFC is there, Wipro is there, TCS, Infosys. These stocks are they're Reliance. They're definitely going to grow. So you can what mutual fund people do is the same thing. They select certain number of good stocks and they put your money in that. You can also select such stocks which you are sure that is never going to go down, and you start doing SIPs. Presently, market is down. Sorry.
Selection is very important.
Selection is very important. Presently, market is down. Definitely, you can start. It's at deep. Yes. Anybody wants to add anything?
So that's also
if you don't know anything about stocks, you can just go purchase the Nifty Bees. That is what I told.
Yeah, Nifty Bees again. Yeah, it's like having mutual fund only. Nifty Bees contains a list of stocks, list of Nifty stocks, and it's average of their value. So you can start SIP in Nifty Bees.
Dr. Sunny has some comment from Kerala, Kozhikode. He's
sorry. Where the time is? Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Sunny Ji from Kerala, he's saying you can check your schoolmates group. You may come across a good financial advisor. Yes. Same Dr. Vikas said. You search your good financial advisor in your friends and families, and that will be a reliable advisor to you. Yes. So next question to Dr. Atri. What are biggest ways of financial loss which a doctor can experience?
The biggest way of financial loss first is purchasing an instrument purely from your savings. Due to some reason, you purchased an instrument purely from your saving, and then a certain COVID lockdown came in the country, and you could not use that instrument, but you had to pay for the running cost. You have to pay for the annual maintenance. That's a big loss. After a certain time, that machine did not come in vogue. But if you purchase that machine via a business loan, so basically you earn from that machine to pay back the loan, and your savings does not get depleted. Secondly, investing in only one thing, that someone invested only in insurance, or someone invested only in shares, someone invested only in SIP, and that thing collapsed. That due to certain reason, that company collapsed. So you lost a huge chunk, because when you lose money, you will have to fight your own case in court to get a compensation, which can take, unfortunately, a long period of time. So never invest in a single basket. Never purchase anything in your clinic via your savings. Third thing, recently, a digital way of investment has come up known as cryptocurrency, and you can see ad of cryptocurrency everywhere on the television, on these internet channels everywhere. But there they have clearly written in the fine print in the bottom that cryptocurrency does not have legal value and is unregulated in India. So if something does not have a legal value in India, please be very careful before investing in the same. These are three ways a doctor is targeted to financial loss.
Yes. One thing is very important to understand the loss and wind it up at the earliest. So never hesitate yourself, or never think a lot to wind it up if you think that the particular segment or the particular investment is on a loss. Just wind it up. That's the best thing what you can do is.
Yeah. So we had a great discussion. This is time to wind up, but last one thing I want to discuss. So we all know how to save taxes, how to invest to save taxes. Like we have got insurance policies, we have got PPF, we have got Mediclaim. But one thing many of us are not aware, even I was not aware till last year about the NPS, that is National Pension Scheme, where you can have an additional 50,000 benefit from your tax slab. If you can, maximum 50,000 benefit, if you can, if you invest 50,000 every yearly in National Pension Scheme. I would request Dr. Pradeep sir to share something about NPS.
The National Pension Scheme is from the Government of India, and it is a good scheme. And for the central government employees and state government employees, now pension is through the NPS only. So they are, by and large, they are part of that system. So huge money is there, so it will not collapse. As you, first thing is that it is not going to collapse. So thousands of crores of money is there in that. So how to open NPS? It is online. It is possible. So there are two things: Tier 1 and Tier 2. Tier 1, you can that will be there for till the age of 60 years. This lock-in is there, so you can't take the money. Tier 2 is like any savings account. You can put the money and you can take whenever you want. Like it is like same like any other mutual funds. Here charges are very less, 0.25%. Where if you take any other mutual fund, it is more than 1% charges there. Or if you are going for a regular mutual fund, it may be 2 to 3% charges is there. So additional to that, it is taxed 80D, I think, another extra 50,000 benefit other than your ATC, like PPF or ELSS, plus you will get 50,000. So it is better to start an NPS account and start investing in that. One more thing you have to remember is there is something called as Atal Pension Yojana. So you should be very careful that both are not same. And though PAN or something called as, we have PAN card, if everyone has know, this is called as, you will get a PAN card. PAN means permanent retirement account through NPS. So go for NPS, PAN, and open the Tier 1 and Tier 2 account and invest in that money. It will get additional 50,000 benefit also.
Yes. So basically, NPS is similar to that of mutual fund, where government agencies, it is run by a central government, where they invest your money in certain number of shares on equity sector only, where you get those returns after your retirement if you choose Tier 1. So it's a good scheme. You get good. The expense is very less. Charges are very less, and you get a good returns at the time of your retirement. Good for people who are into private practice, because they, if they choose to retire, they'll have an additional income, whether they are not entitled for pension. Or even now, I guess after 2005 or 6, government has stopped giving pensions after retirement.
I would want to add a very small point over here, that not only private practicing doctors, if someone is a government doctor on a fixed salary, even you are entitled to investment benefits. A government salaried doctor cannot have a business or cannot show another salaried source of income. But everyone has the right to invest, because investment has a legal protection of tax benefit. So even if you have a fixed government salary, don't hesitate to invest. Everyone has a right to see your wealth grow. It's very important. And it's satisfying. After a period of time, you feel really happy when you see your wealth grow. So even you're a government doctor, don't think it is legal. You can invest. You should invest.
Yes, thank you. Absolutely. I think, yeah, Dr. Pradeep sir, want to add something?
Oh, thank you. Good. It was nice discussion.
It was really very nice discussion. I would like to really thank CCI founder, Dr. Krishna sir, Dr. Narendra Pradeep sir, for arranging this webinar, Dr. Vijay Kumar Chenam Chetty sir, for coordinating all the webinars we are enjoying, and Dr. Atri, Dr. Vikas. It was lovely having discussion with you. Thank you, everyone. Those 1100 plus logins for having us here, and thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Great having you all.
Thank you.